It's 2 days later, and I always feel like I can update you guys and like share everything right away, but I need time to process, and just vlogging this and sharing with you guys and just, you know, having you guys along the journey with me is comforting enough. This is not the right thing, by the way. But this is such like an out-of-body experience. I mean, sitting in the office as soon as my doctor came in, like even before he came in and I walked into the office and like checked in, I just felt something was like off. And where I go is like, they are just incredible people. They really are. And they're so caring, and I could just feel something wasn't right. And just as soon as he came in, he like cut straight to the chase. He was like, the results came back positive. And I feel like hearing that at first, I was like, okay. And then we went into his office so that we could talk more and go into detail. And just hearing that I had a diagnosis and hearing all of the words just come out of his mouth, it was a total out-of-body experience. I was just like watching everything from the outside. Like I was just like a fly on the wall almost, and just seeing everything happening to me. It was such a weird experience, and I just wasn't fully, I guess, like coherent and like aware in the moment, because so much was just like coming at me and so much information was being shared. Michael was with me, thank God, because I was just really thinking like, oh, I'll just go by myself. This will be like last time, and it wasn't like last time. And believe it or not, currently getting ready to go to my chemotherapy consultation. Like even just saying that word, oh gosh. Things are moving quick, you guys. Things are moving really quick, and I'm just trying to keep up. I'm trying to stay focused, and I'm trying to just keep my eye fixed on God and God's promise, and remember that He is a healer. This is His battle. I'm giving this all to God, and I know that He's with me. He's with me in this moment, in this entire journey. He's right there with me, and I have invited Him into my storm, and I've fully just surrendered, because this is all a mental battle. This is all in the mind, and if my mind is not strong and I'm not focused, the main person that it's going to impact is my baby Cruz, and I can't have that. So I have lots of details to update you guys with, and I just want to like share really quick because I do have to get ready to head out. I've been diagnosed with stage 3, grade 3 lobular carcinoma. It's in my right breast, and it also is showing in my lymph nodes that are in my armpits. So there is a tumor that is right in front here, I believe. I'm not totally sure exactly where everything is. I have to do more testing, but from my biopsies and where everything is as of now, that's where the mass is showing. And then it has spread into the lymph node area. So that is my diagnosis. I have to do additional testing, and that's just to make sure of where everything is. My doctor said, you know, as of right now, you're fighting with a ghost. So if you don't know where it is, we can't really target it and attack it. So I have to get a PET CT scan, which I've already scheduled, and I'm getting an MRI. And I am going today for my first chemotherapy consultation. So I'm not starting it yet, but I will be starting it right away. I have so many questions, so I'm like trying to write them all down, but I just don't want to go in there and just be in a state of shock again and then leave and have all of these questions. So I just gotta stay focused, and you know, it's definitely gonna have some ebbs and flows. I know it is, and I just am so, you know, thankful that I have you guys and I have this space. And you know, I feel a sense of comfort talking to you guys. I feel a sense of gratitude just having this space with you guys and just being able to share my truth. So love you guys, and I'll check back in a little bit later. Things have been moving so quickly. It's moving so quick that like I literally cannot keep up. Sometimes I just gotta take a deep breath. Just gotta. I feel like I'm in a much better place this week than I was just a week ago. I'm feeling better overall with the direction that everything is going, and I wanted to update you guys because things just keep moving so fast. And I didn't even get to tell you guys how the chemotherapy consultation went. So I felt so good going into the weekend. So last Friday was the last time that we spoke. So I just went into the weekend feeling so much better because our meeting with our oncologist just really just put things into perspective, and he just explained things so thoroughly that I felt so much better about everything. And you know, it's not good news that you want to hear. You know, no one wants to hear that they have cancer, but in my case, he said that this is the best case scenario, and I just felt just a weight lift off of me. So basically, like what he explained, I'm looking at everything on my notes because there's just so much that's happened, you guys. So he basically explained that the tumor that I have is triple positive. So like when I first heard that, I was just like, what does that all mean? And essentially what that means is that the tumor has multiple targets to treat the cancer. So that just means it's easier to treat, which I'm like, just in that moment, I was like, this is God moving in this situation. Like he is here, and I could just feel him like so clearly. I could just see him so clearly and just feel his presence in that meeting. And I just felt so like, it just felt like a whole weight lifted off of me. And then he also had said, like, it was so interesting, and it was just so interesting, like how he was sharing and just like how in awe he was of my story. And he said my story was really remarkable because the type of cancer that typically shows in younger women that are my age is typically more aggressive, and the type of cancer that I was diagnosed with, it is typically showing in older women, and it's less aggressive. So I'm on the other end of the spectrum, and like by all means, it's not something that anybody wants, but in my case, it is, like I told you guys, it's best case scenario. And he also said, and I just found this to be something that I wanted to share with you guys, if you're watching this and you were on your journey through cancer and recovery, he said to be very, very cognizant of support groups and listening to other people's stories, because not one person's experience is the same. And, you know, we can get really caught up in hearing other people's stories and other people's outcomes. And while they are encouraging and, you know, comforting, we also have to be clear on what our specific diagnosis is and what is our next steps in our own path. And I just thought that that was so important to share with you guys, just because with me sharing my journey, I don't want to share something that my intention of sharing this is not, you know, for you to look at my journey and say, this is exactly what's going to happen for me. My intention of sharing my journey with you is so that you know that it's important to advocate for yourself, to speak up for yourself, and to just have empowerment and encouragement along the way, because it's not easy. And to have a community and have someone that's right by your side, knowing that even though we may not be going through the exact same thing, that we are going through something that is beyond, like, it's just beyond comprehension, that this is something in life that impacts so many people, and, you know, we don't know what our outcome is going to be. But it's just, there's something about having a community and not feeling alone. And that is why I'm sharing my journey. I'm just looking at everything just to make sure that I don't leave anything out, because yesterday I got my PET CT scan and I just got those results back. My doctor just called me, and he called with good news, you guys. So he told me that the tumor is completely confined to the breast and that he's just awaiting more results from my MRI. So that's going to be next Wednesday, so they can kind of get more information about the abnormal lymph node that they found in my armpit, because that did test positive. But as of now, it's confined to the breast, and that's just from my understanding. So I'm just looking at this is all best case scenario for my situation, and I'm just so thankful, and I'm just trying to just stay focused on doing what I need to do to get through this and to fight this. Tomorrow I have my port placement procedure, so I'm gonna get my port in. I'll take you guys along. I'm not really sure what to expect from that, but what it seems is that it should be a pretty seamless process, and then I'll just take some time this weekend to recover. I just got off the phone with my nurse practitioner for chemo teaching, and that was a lot. That was a lot. She explained everything that's happening, but I still have to kind of like digest that a little bit. So that'll be in our next little update chat. But I think as of right now, after I get my port put in, I also have to go and do an echocardiogram. So they have to test my heart, make sure my heart's strong enough to get through chemo. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the port placement. Everything is just like, it just feels so real now. It's real because I've been diagnosed, I've gotten my scans done, we've met with my oncologist. Like, it's real, but now, like, that was all preparing to start chemo, and now, like, I feel like getting the med port in, it's like really happening. Like, okay, I'm really going in to get this procedure. I'm gonna be starting chemo soon. I just had my chemotherapy teaching. Like, it's really about to get started. And I feel like last night we were talking, like, Michael made a really good point. Like, it's only been a week, you know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy that just like in a week's time, I've had so many doctor's appointments, scans, and just like, it's been nonstop. So, how are you feeling, babe?
I feel pretty good. Glad that everything is getting started today.
Yeah.
The tumor board is gonna look over your case today.
Oh yeah, so with our team of doctors, they are on a board, and they meet, and it's called like a tumor board. So essentially it's like a team that comes together to review cases, and mine's getting reviewed today. So that's just gonna like be helpful for them discussing my case and seeing what are other steps that they can take to support us and to help us to fight this. And I'm cancer free at the end of this, so it's just, it's so surreal. It's so surreal. And I've said this before, but I just feel like it's such an out-of-body experience. Like, it's not something that's like happening that I'm experiencing. It's like I'm looking from the outside in. But today I feel more of like, okay, this is happening. Like, so things are real, and the hospital that we're going to is where we gave birth. And I just, there's just so many emotions going there, because I never imagined that I'd be going to this same hospital under these circumstances. Like, it's just, oh man. How you feeling, babe?
Feel pretty good.
Still feeling pretty good?
Yep.
Michael's been like a literal G this whole time. Like, he is unmoved. I'm like, are you sure you're okay? He's really been my rock. Love you, babe.
Love you too. How you feeling, babe?
I feel good.
Glad to hear it.
It's like tight right here. But like the procedure itself was pretty good. I mean, like, I thought I was gonna be like completely out, but I was like asleep, but like not, because I could like hear everything, and I just felt like a lot of pressure. But it was pretty quick. The whole procedure was like 20 minutes. I had to get the port on the left side since the cancer's on the right side. So that's just like a provision that they took. So in case there's swelling on this side, and if there would be swelling on this side, they would know the difference between if it's the swelling from the cancer or if it would be the swelling from the ports. So typically they do the ports on the right, but I got mine on the left, so I'm different out here.
Cake, patty cake, man. Roll them over. Roll them over. Make him to a man.
Drop it in the water, let the daughter find her image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe. Spinning through identity, reveal another pretty little scheme.